This video is all about the SOG Seal Pup. It's going to be divided into two parts. The first part is going to be devoted to the Seal Pup itself. And then we're going to look at the knockoff that is available on Amazon for 10 bucks and answer some questions and do some comparisons. Stick around. I picked this up because I believe this design is gorgeous. I put it off as long as I could. I had to have it. From what I can tell, this seems to be the most commonly owned in their Seal series and the most affordable as well. And I was able to find this one at Walmart. SOG keeps it simple. They created the Seal Pup for special ops, ex-gunny grandpops, and every warrior in between. I gotta tell you, I'm a sucker for tactical fixed blades, especially ones that are a staple and have a good reputation like the Seal Pup.
For example, you've got popular blades like your Gerber Strong Arm, your Cold Steel SRK, and the Seal Pup, and every other knife in the Seal series. It all falls into that same category.
And I don't have a massive collection of knives, but I do like to collect these staple blades.
Unlike a lot of people, I dig nylon sheaths, and I like the compartment on the front of this. I can put a multi-tool in there, a sharpener, fire making kit, whatever I want to do. I like the sheath. And on the back you have this setup. You can hook this up to packs or whatever you want to do. This is Aus 8 steel, and I am a sucker for clip point as well.
4.75 blade length there. This is very light, 5.4 ounces.
Now, though this knife may be light, it is very durable and it is very well balanced. It's got that non-reflective surface so that you're not seen when you're going around taking out the bad guys. Don't get me started on that handle. Man, that is a nice looking handle. I love the finger grooves. It's a glass reinforced nylon. Now, this is marketed as full tang, but we know the deal. We know the tang runs all the way down into this handle. And I did do a little research to find out this is secured by 2 rivets inside, I do believe.
This is a mid-size combat blade. Now, you can do regular everyday tasks with it because that's what, average everyday folks do. But just know that you can do those average everyday tasks with a cool looking blade. And I'm talking something tactical, as they say. You may in fact just be cutting rope and opening boxes, but you're going to look tactical while you do it. You may even have some of your friends standing around thinking to themselves, why does his knife look so much more dangerous than mine? Should you have to defend yourself with a Seal Pup, this blade is brutal. It tears, it slices, it pierces, it does everything well. You've got plenty of protection for the hand. You'd be surprised how much damage this thing does with a slice. Believe it or not though, not everybody can afford a $50 to $60 knife, even if it's a popular one, even if it's a staple. A lot of people can't afford it, but they're sitting around wanting one. I want to show you a $10 alternative, and I want to examine as to whether or not it's worth a crap. You may think there's no way I can get a good knife for $10. I would disagree. I think sometimes you can, and I believe this one is worth $10. This is the knockoff Seal Pup from Zenport. It appears to be fairly sharp out of the box. Let's do a quick paper test. Paper sharp, it definitely could be sharper, but it does eradicate water bottles. Stood up well to a few good hard throws, but if you get out and start throwing budget knives and missing all the time, you'll break them. Let's cut some more material here. I've got an old tack boot. Now, whatever this can do, Seal Pup can do better. So even if you're looking for a budget mid-size fixed blade that would be effective in self-defense, this is definitely that. This is not a dull knife. And, this edge right here can be sharpened very easily.
For example, this is a very short, plain edge. And if you have a whetstone like this, you of course want to get it completely wet all the way through. But you can start here and basically sharpen at this angle very easily. Now, I do want to show you this. When you set your knife on your stone, you usually see a gap right here. All you're doing is closing that gap and then doing your sharpening. Don't close it too much like this. Just simply lay it down and close that gap, and then you're ready to sharpen. I tend to go just like this with these types of blades.
This is 420 stainless steel, which is very common for budget knives.
Now on Amazon it says 440C, but there it is written right on the blade, 420.
Now something else I want to point out with this handle on the Seal Pup is that this is a continual piece of material in this glass reinforced nylon. This rubberized handle on this knockoff looks like it's in two pieces. As you can see there's a line in between there. This is the sheath that comes with the knockoff. Now, you can put this in from either direction. It doesn't matter. And I've been walking around with this some over the last couple of days, and I wear a lot of black, obviously. Black shirts, blue jeans, boots, and this just goes well with that. It's not protruding. It's a very minimalistic fixed blade type of carry. It's not something that dangles all the way down your leg. These are 4.5-inch blades, very average mid-size fixed blades. But, you know, this just carries very well. It's an all black look, and I kind of like that. Now, let's look at these side by side. You know, the dimensions as far as the length is practically the same. This feels a little heavier than the Seal Pup. This feels like a heavier piece of hardware. It may have something to do with the handle material. I'm by no means saying that this is going to ultimately compare with this one in the grand scheme of things, but I just want to give you an idea of what you're getting if all you can afford is a $10 copy of the Seal Pup. The one thing I will tell you about this knockoff copy is it does give you the aesthetic of having a Seal Pup if you can't afford a Seal Pup. It's sharp. You know, I'm not really a pro on how to sharpen serrations. I've never done that before. I know that this edge right here, you could keep sharp. It may not keep its edge that long. Definitely not going to keep its edge as well as an Aus 8 steel. But, you know, that is not a hard edge there to sharpen. I believe this can do plenty of basic bushcraft work. It does have a sharp spine here for a ferro rod. If you focus on slicing and piercing, I think you're going to have what you need here. If you're going to go into the woods for a period of time and you're looking for a big time survival blade, you probably should invest more money in that anyway. But if you're out doing basic camping, basic work, I think you'll be fine with this. I've got several budget blades sitting around my house that I paid 10, 15 bucks for that have done a lot of great work for me, as long as I kept them within a reasonable task. So no, this is not the Seal Pup, nor is it meant to be as good as the Seal Pup. I just think that it gives people who can't afford a Seal Pup a similar look and feel. And the satin does look really good. I find it hard criticizing anybody who sells a decent looking, decent feeling fixed blade that's practical for 10 bucks. I bought 2 of them. There's a lot of people who buy knives like the SOG Seal Pup because it is a staple. They love the look of it. They admire it. It's something that they have in their collection. And I saw where one guy who didn't want to wreck his Seal Pup by using it every day bought one of these budget versions just so he could have something similar. He likes the design of the blade so much, the slicing edge, the serrated edge, that he bought the knife just to beat this one up so he could save the mileage on his Seal Pup. The Seal Pup, what can I say? It's one of the coolest looking mainstream mid-sized tactical fixed blades out there, and for a good reason. And you can get a generic copy for 10 bucks. But if you can afford the real thing, absolutely get the real thing. Or you could be like me, you can just buy both, because hey, you can't really have enough knives, especially if you've got a bunch of knives laying around that you like. I hope to have accomplished 2 things in this video. Number 1, to talk to people who, like myself, have been vacillating for years around getting a SOG Seal Pup, as well as those who like the Seal Pup, but it's a little out of their price range, and I hope they find what they're looking for here. What are your thoughts on the Seal Pup? Do you have one? How long have you used it? What other knives in the Seal series do you have? I'd love to hear all about your experience with SOG. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.